They're inexhaustible, these two. Well, especially Louie. And you notice the gray around the ears is not because he's getting old. It's because he's been washed so much. That's my theory. Yeah, he takes a bath. He bathes more than me. He's like cleaner than me. These guys, you know, they get haircuts more often than me. I mean, they're really so well taken care of. I mean, look at the picture taken with Santa Claus. They're living high on the hog. Now, we're running free. See, these guys love it here. But the thing is, they don't really play with other dogs. They're kind of self-interested, you know.
Yeah.
Got their own priorities. Come here. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. God, they're beautiful dogs. Sophie's doing her Elvis impersonation right now. Got the curled lip. Sometimes they have that. I think they're allergic to something. Look at them. They'll just stand like that forever. You want me to make them move real quick? Watch this. I can hypnotize them. I'm gonna throw it. Hey guys. All right, come here. See, Sophie's doing good today. The owner says they're just like the Energizer Bunny. They never run out. They're inexhaustible. And yeah, he's like, oh, I was like, you know, I've left them note. He's like, oh yeah, they're just like the Energizer Bunny. Oh, look at them now. Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Drop it. Drop it. Alright. See, Sophie tries joining in, but she gets really disinterested. He'll be chasing the ball constantly. He's a ham. Sophie's kind of, you know, she's still young. Youngest child syndrome, I suppose. She's got it rough. Come on, Louie. Yeah, oops. Usually it's got a lot more snot and slime on it, and these guys' mouth is like covered with dirt. Louie's got a dirty tongue. Louie. You give it a good check. How did I start dog walking? Well, I moved here and I had no job, and one of my friends asked if I would want to take over her route dog walking, and then just for a little while, but then I just ended up having it as a full-time job. And she said, well, it starts at $15 an hour, and I'm like, so I just thought it was a good idea, and I love dogs. Tested it out, and I, you know, just got into it, and I've just been doing it ever since. Out of most jobs that I've had, it's probably one of the best jobs and easiest jobs, and the only job that I've actually wanted to keep besides working at a movie theater, which I liked. Well, I wake up around 9, make breakfast, around 10, you know, make sure, wait to see if anybody's canceled, then go out, ride my bike to the first place. You know, I usually start around 11, and then I get done around 3:30. So most of that time it's pretty solid, give or take, you know. I've been taking the leisurely route these days, but you know, that's pretty solid walking. Like, give about 20 minutes max for lunch, and that's it. You snack along the way. I eat a lot I snack at people's houses, but they encourage that. Although, you know, I've had the beer midday, hair at the dog, get home 3:30, then now I've got free time. I do whatever I need to do. You get to say hello.
Let me tell you, them guys ain't done.
The good thing about this ad is that Scoop picks up his own poop. He brings his own scoop and he's a dog. I wish more dogs were like that, but then I guess I wouldn't have a job. I saw Scoop, the giant Scoop. Somebody was a Scoop mascot. Now that's really low. You think my job's low in the totem pole. Being Scoop the mascot, Scoop the dog shit picker upper. I think that's lower. Say hello, Milo. It's a really good job. I got really upset when somebody said that. They're like, you don't want to be a dog walker forever. I've been doing it for 3 years and I can't think of...
But so who said that to you?
You know, family members and, you know...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you get pressure from your folks?
Oh, yeah. You know, I think it's kind of embarrassing for my family that they're like, oh, yeah, your son's a dog walker. It's, you know, kind of the low end of the...
So what do they want you to be?
Well, I don't know. What do they want to be? They don't even know what the fuck they want to be. He's a sweet one. He knows he's being filmed. Alright. Hey, Milo. This is the main point of the job. A bag of shit and some leaves. Well, whenever I'm carrying this, or whenever I have this, there's always somebody, like a beautiful woman will walk by and I'm carrying a bag of shit. It's not, but you know, a beautiful man's coming right by.
Can you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life?
Yeah, sort of. To tell you the truth, I mean, I have a job, I could see myself doing a job similar to this, like, I wouldn't mind being a mailman, or I wouldn't mind being a garbage man. I like being outside, and I like kind of having no authority. And that's the thing, if anything about this job, I've been a little bit spoiled. Because my, not bad attitude, but my not bad work attitude, because I like to work and be left alone. And that's basically, and most jobs aren't like that. You have to deal with a lot of people all the time, and they're just horrible. And you're like, for instance, all the retail jobs that I've had, you just have to deal, like, you know, look busy and, like, you know, cater to people's stupid needs. And I just don't really, I don't have the patience for that or the desire to do anything like that. That's why I walk dogs. Basically, that's what it boils down to. You have to sum it all up. The reason I walk dogs is, I mean, one, I like walking around and I like dogs, but two, I have a real problem with authority. I basically hate authority, and every single job that I've had, I've just, you know, fight with the boss. So, but my boss now, I mean, I never see him. He just gets a phone call and he leaves me alone. He trusts that I do my job, and I do. I've been doing this for years and I've never gotten in trouble. I mean, I've forgotten a dog here and there, but that's like probably the worst behavior that I've ever done. Besides all the things that I won't say on camera, but that, you know. Here we are in front of one of my favorite monuments, the #1 bear. I don't know what he's holding though. I mean, what do you think that is?
It's like a golf flag.
But
Oh, that's a honeypot.
Oh. I guess they should have painted it a different color. Put some honey in there. Yeah. Yeah, there. I see him all the time. Well, you know, it's just one of those things, and he's just very competitive. He is always like, oh, so how much you get paid? How much you want? And he always sees me when I'm doing something like that.
Riding the dogs.
Well, just like drinking beer,
Kid out far you can throw them.
kicking the dog,
Exactly.
putting
their
t-shirt and
ears.
sunglasses on the dogs. Other things.
Doing the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Having parties at people's houses. Huge.
With all the dogs. Yeah.
But Dakota, you need to. Yeah. I want you to poop.
This is the glamorous part.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your name?
That's Dakota.
Another Dakota.
Yeah.
It's
You walking
Skittish.
on named Dakota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Coco and Dakota?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Yeah, he's really skittish. But you know, I'm surprised he's getting along. He usually barks at. Well, come here. Say hello.
It's okay. Don't force it.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Coco. You know Oh, something.
What, do you crouch down?
Oh, come
Yeah.
here, Dakota.
Say
Come here, Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really, he's really Swedish.
I have one. I'm going to get my shows bars, growls, snout.
Oh. What kind of dog is it?
It's a lab.
Yeah.
We'll check with this. Once she's done it, she's happy.
Yeah.
She's fine.
You've been walking her for a while?
Oh yeah,
She still does it.
every day. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's really funny is if I sit at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
she'll come down, greet me, let me pet her, and then she'll run back up the stairs. Cycle.
Yeah, I know. I've got some dogs like that. This one dog will just hide, you know, for like a week straight, and then other times they'll tackle me as soon as I, get in.
Oh,
Dakota. Too many people.
she's not buying it.
Yeah. All right, you ready? Come on, Dakota.
Ah,
Do you have many more dogs to walk?
you have a busy day.
Yeah, me too. All right.
So do you have a nemesis for each kind of thing?
I've got a nemesis for her. Well, you have a bakery nemesis. Oh, yes. Norman. Yeah, he's a transcendental meditation teacher, or he was in the 80s. But he is now. He's a computer genius in the 70s, and he kind of got burned out. He works, not a bakery, a deli nemesis. Very smooth man. He looks like Norman Bates. His name's Marty, though. He made our sandwiches yesterday.
Ah. Makes a good sandwich.
Yeah. Good spicy tuna. The worst thing that ever happened walking a dog, well, there's been, my roommate let a dog go and I lost a dog for a couple hours. That was kind of, she was taking it for a walk, and then I told her she can have it till about 3 o'clock, and then I came home and all the doors were open and the leash was on the table and the TV was on, and there was no dog to be found, no roommate, and she lost the dog. And so I was taking care of it because the guy's house was a little too messy for me to stay in, or that's what he claims. It was quite messy. But anyway, so I brought the dog to my house and my roommate was walking in and the dog took off, and this small dog is a Ubenji, a Japanese dog, or is like a Ubenji, but it barked. The Ubenjis don't bark, apparently. But this dog barked and it was on all these psychoactive drugs, and it was nowhere to be found, and we were wandering around, and it could have been under a car, it could have been anywhere, it could have been run over, and they were like, oh, the last place we saw it was DuPont Circle, which is 8 blocks away from my house, and it's very busy. So I was going to Puerto Rico, and I thought that I was going to get fired and I was going to live on the beach, but luckily, thanks to caller ID and a long sleuthing process, I found the dog. But it was quite nerve-wracking. I really thought I was going to lose my job or just get in trouble, and I thought I was going to get my ass kicked by the owner. And then another time, I was telling you earlier, it was about this dog got into a fight, and then he got his eye cut out, or she got her eye cut open, and then bleeding everywhere, and we couldn't find the owner's number. It's another thing. Caller ID has really saved me. And actually, a different dog ran across a very busy bridge, and I couldn't find her. And then I went home, and because the owner was home, and the dog ran home and ran off the bridge, I turned around, it was gone. I thought it ran down this hill, and I walked over to the house, and the owner was walking up to me with his arms out, what's up? Type of thing. But that's actually really not that bad. I have been dragged down on the ground or slipped on the ice several times by dogs. I've fallen on my ass. Dogs have dragged me. These one dogs, Jake and Wilburn, that have dragged me around. Once I had to pick up this basset hound that I had, or that I walked. He was horrible, because he would stop in the middle of busy. It all has to do with busy streets. And I guess the worst thing that has happened to me is the fact that I saw a dog get run over by this guy who looked like David Hockney, but it wasn't too bad for me. I mean, just watching him pick it up with a pizza box was a little bit gruesome. But, I just felt bad for him. His dog got run over. Thank God, that nothing like that has happened to me. Dogs getting killed. Otis.
He's a little nervous.
What characters? Is that the question? What characters the dogs have?
Yeah.
And personality types? You know, just the same as human types. There's the prima donna. There's the brat. It's kind of a spaz. There's kind of aloof, just kind of stupid dogs. There's just, you know, the adorable sweet, but also have a very vicious side. But yeah, characteristics. I mean, that's the thing about the dogs that a lot of people don't realize is that each dog has a very distinct personality. It's just like people. In most of the dogs I get along with, but some of them, the spazzier types, I don't really like that pull too much. But you know, it's not their fault. Most of the dogs that are like that, the reason they are like that is just because they're in a crate all day, and then they get out and freak out. So I suppose if I was in a crate all day, I would probably do the same thing.
An experiment. What a crummy day. I'm quite used to it though. What can I say? You gotta wait till I get some coffee in me and then I'll be alright.
A lot of dogs really fit like what the ideal, or I assume what the ideal child would be like for whatever person it is. So it's more like the personality types of the people match up with their dogs. And very rarely do they not match up, or just like you can tell what type of dogs certain people like. And I know usually these days, or like you just find out a lot about people like with their dogs and their habits.
She's like, well, if he's turning left, you have to say it in Greek. But if he's turning right, you say it in Spanish. When you're crossing the street, say cruce. That's Greek. It's just like, I'm not.
Next question. Do you walk any famous dogs? No. I mean, they may be famous in the political worlds, but in the world, I mean, you know, a lot of people I walk dogs for, I mean, I see people, like, there's one guy I see in the newspaper all the time that I walk dogs for. I did walk for these National Geographic photographers. He's quite famous. And, but famous dogs, Lassie, don't walk Lassie. Clifford, I don't walk Clifford. I'm trying to think who else.
Marmaduke?
Marmaduke? No, I know somebody who walks him.
Snoopy?
Snoopy? No, I wish. That'd be nice. I'm trying to think of any other famous dogs. Rin Tin Tin, no. And Petey from the Young Rascals, walked him once.
What about the littlest hobo?
Littlest hobo, yeah. Well, he kind of walks himself. They can't really afford to pay for a dog walker. So no famous dogs. I mean, there's famous owners, but you know, the Clintons, they have a dog? No.
Yeah.
George Bush has got a dog, but I wouldn't walk his dog. I'd kill it.
How you doing?
Dreyfus. I think I've got a new friend, Corey. There he goes again. Such a cutie. I like your bondage wear.
Dreyfus wants some of the action too.
Yeah. Zach! Zach! So what's been going on? Zach doesn't care about anything. Hey, Zach. Yep. Same old Zach.
He's eating rubbish again.
He's taking a shit, and I saw this like kind of greenish, yellowish thing, and I was like, oh, what the hell is that? And I pick it up as a Nerf ball. It's just like a kid's toy ball. Shit it out. He also shits out paper towels. Whole. It's really disgusting. He's actually eaten the worst, most disgusting things I've ever, like, seen. Whenever you like walking around with him, you just realize how many fucking paper towels are out in the street. How much trash, like Wendy's bags. He had a Wendy's like foil-lined bag once. Like that's disgusting.
Into bush beer.
Yeah, that's our. We should do that next week. Get Zach drunk.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Me? Well, small dogs, pugs. I love pugs. This dog, Madam B, was great. She used to dance on my back. And she was really cool. Her owner was really cool. She had this big Man Ray poster when you walk in. And she just she liked the Stones. So, and she encouraged me to hang out in her house and drink soda. And I would, and Madam B I'd do this dance. Oh gosh, she was so cute. I love pugs. They're so cool looking. And I like golden retrievers too. I mean, there's not too many dogs that I dislike, that's the thing. But I like Miss Lance. I loved Lance. Just big, fat, golden retriever. Just a layabout and just so sweet. Always very excited to see you.
It's happened to Lance.
Lance moved back to New York, where he can, take his 19 craps a day and, he'd go to a deli on the corner and, Yeah, that's another thing. It sucks when it's cold. Like today's a nice day, but when it's raining and you don't want, there are days where I just don't even feel like getting out of the house, or doing anything. And that's the only crummy part. It's Monday through Friday, but whatever. That's not that bad. But when you're sick, it's really difficult to be like, oh, I'm completely sick. I've walked dogs and I've been so sick that I've passed out at people's houses, or you're just go to some house, you vomit. You walk another dog, and that's happened a lot. When you're sick, there's really, that's an excuse, but, unless you're really deathly ill, then, chances are you'll probably have to go out dog walking because you don't get paid. Come here, Lou. It helps in the rain if you crouch down like this. There's no dry spot, no shelter out here. I see how you get in it. It looks like they had a party in here. Got an old rug. Louie! Come here, Lou. Come here, Sophie. Come into my fort. I had one dog when I was very young, Patches. And Patches was a hound dog. And he was a complete freak, complete spaz. And he ran off and he ran through my neighbor's garden, and then this old woman up the street called the cops on him several times, or called the pound. Finally, we had to give him away because he was just too rambunctious. He had this pole that he was tied onto, and he'd rip it out of the ground and go running around. And I kind of lived in a busy part of town. Like, he'd run, in the McDonald's parking lot and run around. It was very scary. I don't really remember him that much. All I remember is like when I was in kindergarten, is that I took, this is a strange story, that I had this dog Patches, right? He got taken away from me, like, by the city, and so he had to go and live on this farm, and he was shot accidentally a couple years later. I was traumatized at the time. My friend, are we still rolling? My friend Lonnie, at the time, got a dog about a year after Patches died, and called her dog Patches. And this is, this is in first grade. I was very young, I was like 6. And she called her dog Patches, and I was completely scarred that she would name her dog the same as mine. But the strange thing is that she lives 2 blocks away from me right now, and I got her a job walking dogs. Yeah, I'll be out in a minute. Come here, you. I would recommend it. I tell people all the time how great it is, and you know, I've gotten a lot of people jobs. For instance, somebody right over there, Corey. You know, I gave him a job. A lot of people that I know, I've given them jobs just because, you know, it is a charmed life I live. I mean, I feel very lucky to have this job, to tell you the truth, because it's been quite good to me. And yeah, I recommend it for anybody. I mean, if you want to just, you know, just think about it. I mean, it's only like 4 hours a day max. I mean, it could be longer. You could make it longer, but you really don't have to deal with any person. You're out doing what most people wish they could be doing, and that's walking around and not doing anything at all. So, or just, you know, walking around with their dog and getting a lot of attention. And there's a lot of, as corny as it sounds, there's a lot of love, you know, in the job. The dogs are very excited to see you. You know, they want to go out. Basically, you're dealing with a bunch of animals who are very excited to see you all the time. So even when you're feeling down, you just open up the door and there's some dog just running at you, quite excited to see you. So it's quite nice. You're eating a cracker wrap. Let go, let go, let go, let go. It's gonna bite my fingers off. This happens quite a bit with Zach. Alright. Weird thing is, yeah, he's just gonna eat it. I can't do anything about it. Let go. Look at all this saliva that's coming up. Ugh.
Don't you pour water on him?
Is that what it was?
No, why don't you try pouring water on him? See?
Yeah, let's see.
Zach, don't eat
Zach.
it.
Well, he's a water dog. He likes those type of things. That's his kinky obsession. Pour water on me. Now it's even slippery. Well, do I think he's probably gonna let go and down a block? Here, I'm wiping up all this crap. Let go. Of, you know, as soon as the camera's around, this is what you do. Yeah. Why don't you eat this? We'll switch. Now, you know, the horrible thing is that it's going to be in his shit later. This giant, it's going to come out. He's going to be crying. You're going to be shitting and crying at the same time. It's going to be a sad crap. Alright, come on. Alright, fuck it. I'm not getting my hand eaten off. Come on. Slobbering mess.